Girls, this Abuja life, sweeto. Can you imagine? Alhaji Bashir just sent me 10 million for weekend only. Ah, that man 2 days spend. We are the glittering girls of Abuja, 5 million naira for a night. If you can afford it, don't come close. The glittering girls of Abuja. In the heart of Abuja, three young, beautiful girls ruled the nightlife scene. Their names were Tonya, Kioma, and Blessing. They called themselves the Glittering Girls. Everyone in the city knew them. They drove the latest Range Rovers, Lamborghinis, and G-Wagon through the streets of Maitama and Asokoro. Their cars sparkled under the city lights like moving diamonds. These three friends wore only designer clothes. Gucci bags hung from their shoulders, Hermes scarves wrapped around their necks, gold chains decorated their wrists and necks, catching everyone's eye. They had the newest iPhone 17 Pro Max in their hands, always taking pictures and videos for Instagram. Every weekend, you would find them at the most expensive clubs in Abuja. They would order the most costly champagne and laugh loudly as they poured money into the air. Other girls watched them with hungry eyes, wishing they could live the same life. That's the life I want, young girls would whisper to each other. Look at Tonia's shoes. Those are real Louboutins. The three friends had one rule. Their price was 5 million naira for one night. Only the richest men in Abuja could afford them. Politicians, oil men, and business tycoons would compete for their attention. Tonya was 24 years old. She came from a poor family in Delta State, but now her mother lived in a new house that Tonya bought for her. Sometimes late at night, Tonia's mother would call her. My daughter, I'm grateful for everything you've given me, her mother would say. But I worry about you. This life you are living, is it safe? Tonya would laugh. Mama, don't worry. I know what I'm doing. I'm young and smart. I'm making my money now while I can. Kioma was 23. She had dropped out of university in her second year when she discovered she could make more money in one weekend than her father made in a whole year as a teacher. Her younger brother would call her sometimes, begging her to go back to school. Sister, please, this kind of life is dangerous, he would tell her. Dangerous? Kioma would respond. What is dangerous is being poor in Nigeria. I'm securing my future. Blessing was 25, the oldest of the three. She was the leader. She was the one who set the prices and chose which men they would see. She had a cold business mind. We are not ordinary girls, Blessing would tell her friends. We are entrepreneurs. We are selling a luxury service to those who can afford it. One evening, as the three friends sat in a luxury lounge in Abuja, a waiter brought them a bottle of the most expensive champagne in the house. From the gentleman over there, the waiter said, pointing to a corner table. There sat a man in his 60s, wearing a white agbada with gold embroidery. His fingers were heavy with rings. His watch was a limited edition, Patek Philippe worth millions. This was Alhaji Musa Ibrahim, one of the richest men in northern Nigeria. Blessing recognized him immediately. Everyone knew Alhaji Musa. He owned oil wells, construction companies, and had connections that reached the highest offices in the country. Girls, Blessing whispered excitedly, that's Alhaji Musa. If we play this right, we could get more than 5 million from him. The three friends walked to his table, their heels clicking on the marble floor. They smiled their brightest smiles. Good evening, Alhaji, Blessing said with respect. Alhaji Musa looked at them with eyes that showed no emotion. Sit down, he commanded, not asked. They sat. He poured them champagne himself. I know who you three are, he said slowly. Everyone in Abuja knows the three queens of the night. I have a proposal for you. The girls leaned forward, interested. I'm having a very important business meeting next weekend at my private residence in Asokoro. I need 3 beautiful, intelligent young women to entertain my business partners. The event will last the whole weekend, from Friday evening to Monday morning. I will pay each of you 15 million naira. The girls looked at each other. 15 million naira each. That was 45 million naira total. It was more money than they usually made in 3 months. We accept, Blessing said immediately. Friday evening came. A driver in a black Mercedes came to pick up the 3 friends. They had packed their best clothes and were excited about the money they would make. The driver took them to a massive mansion in Asokoro. The gates were tall and heavy. Security men with serious faces checked them before letting them in. The mansion was beautiful, with fountains and expensive cars parked in front. Inside, Alhaji Musa welcomed them, but something felt different. The mansion was cold despite the hot Abuja weather. The lights were dim. There were no other guests yet. Where are the other businessmen? Kioma asked nervously. They will arrive later, Alhaji Musa said. First you must drink with me to celebrate our agreement. He poured them drinks from a crystal bottle. The liquid was red like wine but smelled strange. Drink, he commanded. Something in his voice made them afraid to refuse. They drank. Within minutes, Tonya felt dizzy. I don't feel well, she said. Kioma tried to stand up but fell back into a chair. What? What was in that drink? Blessing's vision became blurry. She saw Alhaji Musa's face change. He was no longer smiling. He looked at them like a hunter looks at trapped animals. You girls think you are so smart, he said coldly. You think you can use men for money and nothing will happen to you. I am not like other men. I am a member of a secret society. We need blood sacrifice for our rituals. Young blood, beautiful blood. The 3 friends tried to scream, but no sound came out. They tried to run, but their legs would not move. The drug in the drink had paralyzed them. The last thing they heard was Alhaji Musa calling other men into the room, men in dark robes, carrying strange items. On Tuesday morning, 3 bodies were found floating in the Jabi Lake. The police came, crowds gathered. People took pictures and videos. News spread quickly through Abuja. The 3 rich girls are dead, people whispered. Tonya, Kioma, and Blessing. The police investigated, but they found nothing, no evidence, no witnesses. Alhaji Musa was too powerful. He had friends in the government, in the police force, in every important place. The case was closed as an accident. The girls drowned, the police report said, but everyone in Abuja knew the truth. Everyone whispered about it in clubs, in markets, in churches and mosques. Tonya's mother cried for days. All the money, the house, the cars, none of it could bring back her daughter. She wished her daughter had listened to her warnings. Kioma's brother stopped going to school. He became angry at the world. His sister had died trying to get money to help the family. And now they had nothing but grief. Blessing's family buried her in silence. They were ashamed. They mourned not just her death, but the life she had chosen. Today in Abuja, young girls still talk about Tonya, Kioma, and Blessing. Some remember them as queens who lived glamorous lives. But wise people use their story as a warning. Easy money is never truly easy, mothers tell their daughters. Every shortcut has a price. Those 3 girls paid with their lives. The fancy cars are now parked and dusty in people's garages. The gold chains are scattered among relatives who fight over them. The iPhone 17 Pro Max phones are locked. Their passwords gone with their owners. But the lesson remains. In this world, especially in Nigeria, not every rich man is just a rich man. Some are dangerous. Some see human beings as tools for their dark purposes. And when you trade your dignity, your safety, and your values for money, you may gain wealth for a moment, but you can lose everything in an instant. The bright lights of Abuja still shine every night. New girls still dream of becoming the next queens of the city. But those who knew Tonya, Kioma, and Blessing remember their story and know the truth. Some prices are too high to pay, and some money costs more than it's worth. The end. This story is a fictional cautionary tale about the dangers of pursuing fast money and glamorous lifestyles without considering the risks. It reminds us to value our safety, listen to wise counsel, and remember that not everything that glitters is gold.